So I'm very pleased today to be talking with Dr. Barbara Milton, who is contributing a chapter to our book, The Great Pause, Blessings and Wisdom from COVID-19.
Oh,
Thank you for being here with me.
blessings and wisdom.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you.
so good to see you.
You
Will you
too,
tell us a little
Liz.
bit about yourself and where you're from and the work, all the things that you're up to?
Sure, absolutely. And I will do my best to keep it brief. All right. So I want to start off by saying this is usually a difficult question for me. So I actually gave some thought to it. And here's what I want to say. Who am I? I'm the daughter of Barbara E. Milton Sr. That's my beloved mother that I lost January 2019. I'm a person living with and surviving bladder cancer. I'm a retired social worker. I'm a precious child of the universe, and I am blessed, especially to be in connection to you and this project. And I thought that's the way I would like to start this conversation off.
Barbara, no one's made me cry in just introducing themselves.
Oh, Jesus. Aww.
Blessed child of the universe, you knocked me out.
Yeah, but you know this because, look, we first met October 2018. I was in a hospital bed and I was in the process maybe of dying. And I got a miracle. And my health insurance connected me to a coach, a dietitian, and a therapist. And how lucky was I to get you? So that's when we first met.
Yeah.
And then we transitioned from you helping me to cope, giving me real concrete skills around this new reality I had medically, where I have like the cancer, I had my bladder cancer showed up in my other kidney. I was at risk for dialysis. I was in serious renal failure. And I have fought back from that. And that is in large part due to a lot of the coaching and mentoring I received from you. And because I'm one of the lucky ones in this country who has health insurance at Medicare, because I'm on disability. And because of that, I could get the best care. And I'm in the best cancer hospital. And I'm the beneficiary of a clinical trial that has me, at this moment that you and I are talking, I'm cancer free in my kidney. So this is how the universe has worked for me. And I helped it because when I started working with my mother, who died from Alzheimer's in January 2019, 2015, when I got the call from her to help her, living with cancer, taking on a task as an only child to provide care for my mom because there were no other resources. You know, my aunts, my uncles, they didn't have the capacity, human, emotional, or otherwise, financial, to help their sister. This was on me, and I was at a moral crossroads. I was in a lot of pain, and it was not easy to just say I'm stepping up with no reservation. Mm-hmm. And in order, mostly because like physically, I didn't know if I was capable. And emotionally, I knew I wasn't capable. We had a hard life, my mother and I. And so anyway, I at that point started this process of surrendering maybe to something bigger than me to give me what I needed. I call it spiritual armor today. I didn't know what it was in the beginning, but to help me go through that journey with her. And because of you and this book I'm writing about that journey, you are a witness to how that pain turned into redemption and forgiveness. And that story became a love story between me and my mommy. And you and your coaching, when we transitioned from the medical coaching that you were giving me to the book author coaching, have put me in the position to tell that story. And I have a lot of gratitude for you for that.
Thank you.
And I'm very close to finishing that book. So then when you made the proposition to participate in this great pause, I was kind of on the track, but like, wow, COVID, who thought it would, the great pause, it mattered what I did with that great pause, because COVID was scary enough for a person living with cancer. I was still getting surgery, still getting treatments. I have a compromised immune system, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of dread. In fact, I was preoccupied with writing my will and my healthcare proxy more than anything, to be honest with you. I was scared. And so I had to keep growing this thing of like managing my life as life was showing up in the reality of COVID, of civil unrest, of such egregious and what I call pretty willful neglect of the poor and Black and brown people in this country in its response to a national pandemic and police brutality and all these other things. So I was scared. And I felt that moment when I was with my mom, and I was like, oh my God, am I going to be able to handle taking care of her? Mm-hmm. Now I'm just like, am I going to handle surviving COVID? And I had to repeat the lesson of like going inward. And so when you asked me if I could write a story about the blessings and wisdom of this pandemic, I thought, wow, it's a chance maybe to tell the story of how I went inward more, because the fundamental thing I was challenged by was like managing the anxiety, managing the fear. And I took wisdom from people like you and others that I've been reaching out to in the Buddhist world, in my faith world, in my church, and just coming to like, oh my God, something so simple as breathing and how important that is. And I'm thinking that at the same time, the whole world is chanting that. I can't breathe. Wow.
I know.
It blew my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there was a connection.
Yeah. Yeah, and your chapter, in the Great Pause, it's so eloquent and beautiful and spiritual, and just weaves together so many things all at once, both the personal and the global, all the things and national, everything that's going on here. And I mean, what I'm really taken from, or I don't know, made aware of in working with you and knowing you for so long, and this must have helped you going through COVID as well. And you talk about this in the chapter, that you have such a strong spiritual, not only connection, but practice. I mean, this is how you do life. This is not like an afterthought. It's not something that just like shows up here or there. This is a foundation that you have built and keep moving forward and do just regularly. I mean,
it is, right? It's so new. It's crazy. It's thank God today it's a ritual that I'm using that's saving my life. What does that mean? It means I consciously connect to higher power every day. I meditate twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. Mm-hmm. I understand and do yoga now. How many times in all of our sessions, week after week after week after week, I would say to you, I'm going to try this yoga thing, and I never did it. Well, I did it when I came home from Puerto Rico when the island shut down from COVID, and I was forced to be in my house. I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna try this yoga thing, So breathing, oh my God, and intentional breathing to parts of your body, is so amazing. It's been so helpful. So I do the yoga, I do chanting, and I do like Buddhist chants, I do Sanskrit chants, I am reading the Lotus Sutra, I'm connected to some like Buddhist people now, I'm connected to my pastor in my queer, gay affirming church in New York City. Yeah. And like, I keep saying, I'm like, like I'm in a boat that's filled with many different kinds of water that's holding me up. You know, I got different streams of water coming that's holding my boat up. But the thing they all have in common is love. So breath, for me, is a pathway to love. And the more I love myself, the more I can show up for other people. I'm getting that so clearly as my message. So I'm showing up for me in love by breathing, by doing more exercise. I'm riding a bike. I'm walking. I couldn't walk a year ago. I was in a mobility scooter.
Yeah.
So I'm walking. I'm in a pool. I'm biking. I'm getting some of the remnants of my physical, recovering some of my physical stuff. But emotionally, I'm getting the benefit of more serenity and peace. And it's wonderful. And yeah, so having breath and then love and then clarity of mind means I'm in a position to do service for others, to help others. And I'm in a position to work for my passion, which is social equality and social justice.
Yep.
That is what I'm trained in professionally. I started out being a social worker when I was 14 and a half years old.
I didn't know
Doing
that.
pregnancy prevention on a softball field in my neighborhood as part of a CETA man-powered job with the city of Camden, New Jersey.
It's such a testament, though, because a lot of people relate to all these practices like mindfulness and yoga and meditation as like, oh, isn't it nice that you do that? Or what a lovely thing that you do. And I mean, I relate to this for myself. This is not like this nice thing that I do. I would
Right.
not be able to function in society and help anyone else if I wasn't doing this stuff every single day.
Right on.
Right? So
Right
it's
on.
like, it's love and it's necessary. It's
Yeah.
not this like, ooh, lovely thing.
Exactly. Hey, I toyed around with the title of my story being
Yeah.
An Old Dog Learns New Tricks. Remember we were talking about that, but it's not that now. Now it's like, oh, the necessity of breath. Yes. But you know, I now get it. And you are so right on. It is life or death.
Yeah.
It is how I can show up in life. It's like I have armor, I have tools, I have skills, and I have to, I want it to manifest as something good in the world. I have no conflict between my personal value set and the value set of the profession I dedicated my life to. And so now I get to do it in a different way because I'm disabled. And look, if I weren't on this chat with you right now, I would have to be on my back and mostly, and I'd be tethered to my bathroom because, bladder cancer is a real thing. And it's shameful it isn't given the attention and priority it needs. But it limits your life. But anyway, I don't live there because practice fills me with gratitude. And now while I might have to, void 50 times a day, hey, at least I'm voiding, at least I'm walking, at least I'm alive, at least I'm here. And now what am I going to do with me now being here? That's the question. And I like channeling what I do toward helping others. I have a TV show on Comcast that allows me to keep my foot in the world with social work. It's called the Dr. Milton Social Work Show. It's Comcast Public Access. Comes on Monday nights at 5:30. It is, at 6:30. Only in northern New Jersey. Maybe 2 people watch it. I don't know. But I get a chance to talk about the profession and social welfare issues, and I get to ask people to take action steps to create social change. And I also do that through my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Barbara Milton, LCSW on YouTube, where I get to keep trying to raise my voice for good. I have breath and now I have a voice. And I'm marrying them in the service of putting good into the world. Because I believe love will conquer hate. Love will unite us. Love will enlighten us. And love is going to be how we bring change. I talk about it as the moral arc Dr. King talks about. It bends toward justice. It's long and it bends, and it does, but it doesn't do it by magic. It does it because people who come from love, who are progressive in their thinking, who are enlightened, make it bend that way. And that's what it's about. I want to bend the arc. It might not happen in my lifetime, all the things we're asking for. Things are happening now I never thought was going to happen in my lifetime right now. Amazing stuff's happening. You know, 4 white middle school students in my suburban New Jersey town organized the Black Lives Matters March, and 300 people showed up.
Oh my gosh.
It's June 15th. That happened in the city of Secaucus, New Jersey. Can't believe it. So if that can happen, and if people can be in France and Barcelona and South Africa and in Buenos Aires, and they can be wearing I Can't Breathe and stop colonial oppression and race suppression, my God, some good things have been happening. And it's because of people doing it. So,
and I do think it was wild, like at the beginning of when we started the book collaboration, right? When we started The Great Pause, I had this feeling, I said, something else is going to be happening that we don't know. I just had this feeling that there's we think we know the lessons of this, and I don't think any of this, I mean, obviously these things had been going on and have been going on for a very long time, but I think there is something about this great pause we've been given that people were able to hear it and see it this time, that I don't think, white folks like me could get it in their head that this is something that people are living with all the time, right? It's not just like, oh, this rare occurrence, like this is something that is so real that people are afraid of, and it changes their whole way of interacting with others and leaving their house. It's not so I do think that this time is maybe, I'm hoping, waking us up to that, all of us, in a way that we might not have been able to take in before. And that's, hopefully we'll see. I see it, right? Like you said, things that we didn't think would happen at this time.
Exactly. May it be so. Let it be so.
Let it be so.
Let it be so.
Yeah.
Let it be so. So, I appreciate again so much that I was invited and that you took my applications, considered my application and asked me to partner in these amazing other authors. I mean, I am meeting some of the most amazing people, and we're so diverse. We come from all different ways and perspectives and life journeys, and I think this book is going to resonate with lots of people, and it'll give hope, and it'll give some practical stuff to them, and just thank you so much for the vision coming to you, through you, and for all the hard work you're doing to make it happen. I can't believe we're a few weeks away.
I know.
It's an amazing thing,
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk and for sharing your words and your story. I'm so grateful for you, Barbara.
And ditto. Thank you.
Well,